Talk about being a superhero. I am a superhero. Technically. I can feel it in my chest. I don't care what they say. I go around town, you know. I walk around, I drive around. It's just nice to take a walk. You ever just like walk around your hometown and enjoy the sights and enjoy the sounds? There's people everywhere and there's buildings that you're familiar with, houses that have been there since you were born, shops and street crossings and street lights, and the crossing guards out by the school, and you're walking by your old best friend's house and stuff. It's really nice. And then I drive around too with the windows down and the music on. Just taking in my city. I love it. I love it a lot. It's really good. It can be so simple, you know, like Lauryn Hill says, it could all be so simple. And it's true. It's true, because all we need to stay alive is shelter, food, and water, and breath, you know, the essentials. Unless you master aeritarianism. That'd be cool. Yep. So it's it really is a new age of consciousness in this world. There's so much more going on. The young generation's so in tune and so in touch. And you really have to kind of be face to face with it, you know, to really take it in and to really notice what's going on. If you live in a city like New York, you'll have some residual effect just being there, but to really have clarity on it and depth in it, you have to be face to face with it. You have to interact with those people, and you'll see they're so in tune. There's so much psychic energy, and there's so much love, joy, and peace. And it wasn't like that before in public in New York and those places. It wasn't always like that. It wasn't so heavily spiritual like it is now. You know, India has always had that psychic energy, that those people with really strong hermeticism and all sorts of other stuff going on. But it's come into America strong. You know, people are ahead of the curve, and that's where I am. You know, I'm working on my spirit. I'm working on my soul. I look at those Jedi training guys. Those guys are cool. They're trying to create Jedis on Earth. And they have really good theories about spirituality and about energy and raising your chi and unlocking your potential in this life, because it's not all about what you attain externally, but also what you unlock within. For example, intelligence or clarity or wisdom or strength of the body, you know, dexterity, speed, jumping ability, all that kind of stuff is something you attain, you know, separate from anything even. Like, I could do that at home and not relate it to a sport, but just have that ability, like parkour, you know? Like, those parkour guys, they're getting pretty good. The stunts in Russia are pretty intense. If you see those, it's really getting to the level of fearlessness in a really precarious, dangerous situations. Like, you have to see those guys up there are, you know, so high that you can't even really see the ground through the fog. And they're just balancing on hoverboards and standing on one foot and stuff. It's really amazing. And the parkour guys are doing stunts that we haven't seen. American Ninja Warriors, really nice. The CrossFit Games are getting super intense. Those people are really strong. It's a new age. And, you know, these younger generations coming up, they're so adept and they're so naturally attuned to success. And they're so advanced naturally with their natural ability that you can just tell that they're different. And they might not show it to everyone, because it might not be time for that yet. But every once in a while, you see one of those kids and they're just shining, you know. And they have different smiles and different energy, and their eyes, you know, they have really vibrant colored eyes. I've seen that a lot. And, it, you know, some people are like, do you have contacts? And it's just like, no. But back in the day, that wasn't really a thing. Like, do you have contacts? That's kind of a new thing. Relatively new. You know, it might have been around a tiny, tiny little bit, like once in a while, every once in a while, you know. Here and there for one or two people that, you know, you might have known. But nowadays it's like, do you have contacts? And they're like, no. And it's just like, it's a new energy. It's a new generation. Everything's changing. We're changing physically. We're changing mentally. We're changing spiritually. And that's just how it is. And you can either ride the wave or you can ignore it and live your life the way that you choose to live. But I don't ignore it. I ride the wave. I'm 28 years old and I have no problem interacting with children, teens, young adults, middle-aged adults, older people, elderly. I can interact with anyone. I am open and free. I have no problem talking to anyone. If you're a good person, if you're rooted in your goodness, if you're clear, you're nice, if you're cool, if you're open, I'll talk to you. It's not a problem. I have no problem with that. So yeah, this new age is coming through, and you've seen the superheroes out there in the streets before with their suits on and stuff. Like, I've seen one, something Phoenix, I believe his name is, and he has that bulletproof suit that he wears, and that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm nonviolent. I'm a Buddhist monk, but I do have that unlocked. You know what I mean? The karma of that, and that's where we go next. That's where we're going next is karma. Everyone's going to be aware, and like I said before, you might not want to talk about it in a normal coffee shop conversation, but in those sanctified conversations, in a spiritual conversation, whether it be behind closed doors or in a spiritual circle at the park, you can talk about karma. And, you go to India and karma is just, it's obvious, and America's getting there. We'll get there. Because I'm way ahead of that, and I don't say that to brag. I just say that because I want to instill confidence in people. Like, it's that nonchalant to me, and I want it to be that nonchalant to other people, because I really want it to just come out. Everyone's so powerful inside, and we all have so much energy, and there's so much more to it. Like I said in my other video, you look at the Hindu map of the body, and it shows all of these what they call chakras, and they're just energy centers. It's where your energy is concentrated in your being, and they show you the main 7 up the center channel. But then in every joint, there's a chakra. In every muscle center, there's a chakra. The center of each muscle. In your palms, your feet, your tendons have chakras on them. Above your head, around your head, and then around parts of your body too. Outside of the armpits, what you might call the backs of your knees. Outside of there, in between where your sacrum meets your legs. Outside of there, and just below that too. And, you can feel them all. You can feel specific energies there. At least I can. And you're capable of, if you allow yourself to open your conscious awareness to it. And that's just what it is. It's energy. You can call it feelings. It's energy for me. So I have all that. I'm going through all that. I meditate every day. I venture through my whole being. And I do a lot of energy work for myself. I clean a lot of my energy. I have certain stones. I have art projects I'm doing. And the way art connects to energy is you activate certain energies when you're doing the art, and that the work of that art counts towards what you've expressed and what you've let out. And artwork, And it's good. And you always change after art. Art is a powerful healing tool. So yeah, what I would recommend if you're looking for a recommendation at this point is just realize that your focused awareness is so much more than your mind, and it's so much more than your body. It's everywhere. You're connected to everything in the unified field, as Brandon Boyd would call it, the unified field. And he's a genius. He's a master, and I love him, and I love his work, and I hope to see him once more in concert, before Incubus takes another break, because sometimes they do that. But I would love to see them again. It's really good stuff. So here we are in our bodies. I have mind energy, I have mental energy, I have energy in my throat, my voice, it vibrates. I have a heart energy, and you can feel my heart, and my solar plexus energy, which is that burning energy of action, that doing, your body's pushing forward. You push out of your solar plexus, and it boosts you. And then your sacrum, which is your creativity, your sexuality, and your essence, your uniqueness comes out of that. Your sacrum connected to many different parts of your body. And then your root is below that, and it's at the base of your spine. And it is your grounded connection to all other roots. It's really good stuff. And then from there you go outward, and the crown's atop your head, and that's your connection to the infinite around you in the unified field. All the other essences of creation that are out there in the universe that you have access to are connected to your crown. If they're not connected to your other energy centers. And sometimes they're shared with specific parts of your body, like specific chakras, but not always. It's very good to just consider this. If you can't feel it, that's fine. Maybe one day you will. Love you.